Welcome race fans to Ohsweken Speedway here for another Thursday night of racing. Presented by Cool Kids Ice and Water and Howlor Mechanical. I'm McLean Callan and Jackson Jeffrey on the mics tonight. And the Mobile 1 beginners take their way onto the racetrack for heat race number 1.
Getting ready to roll out 6 laps the distance. We had to split the field here. So rolling off 8th, it's Jackson McDonald in the 87. And in 7th, it's Maverick Cheechok in the 27. In 6th, it's Georgia Hookert in the 94. And in 5th, it's the 10M of Easton Hill. In 4th, it's Casey Walker in the 09. And in 3rd, it's the 88X of Oakley Jameson. In 2nd, it's Kane McAllister in the 71. And starting on pole, it's the 00 Junior of Aubrey Penner. Golf Depot, white flags out, getting ready to roll off with the first heat race of the night.
As they pace their way around the racetrack through corners 1 and 2. 2 by 2 down the back straightaway, 6 laps the distance. Heat 1A. Splitting them up into 2 groups tonight. Good cart count here tonight. The green flag is out.
Aubrey Penner starts down on the inside line, but Kane McAllister there in the 71 shoots by, and we have a new leader going down the backstretch now. Oakley Jameson takes the 2nd place spot, and now he's right there behind him.
Walker to the outside, Penner takes away the 3rd spot. McAllister down the back straightaway, your leader. Here comes Hookert in the 94 down to the inside. Look for a buy one, get one free. Can't get it there.
Side by side with Easton Hill, and that 94 machine will now look to put Aubrey Penner down a spot. Out front, though, it's all Kane McAllister, and he's got about half a straightaway lead on Oakley Jameson as we're halfway home.
Walker looking to the outside. Oakley Jameson. Jameson shuts the doors. They make their way down the back straightaway.
Jameson's going to look to put Jackson McDonald in the 87 down. He'll fly by now. Jameson, Kane will do that too. Drivers running on the outside line here.
McAllister picks up the Golf Depot white flag. One more lap. Throw that 71 machine on McAllister. Walker takes, still in that 3rd spot. Hookert tracking her down in the 94.
Walker, who celebrated her birthday last week, as Kane McAllister, he'll take the win in heat race number 1. Oakley Jameson in 3rd, and Casey Walker will hold on to that 3rd place spot to Georgia Hookert in the 94, and that'll do it for heat race 1A as the 2nd round will get ready to roll off in a few short moments here.
And there is only one feature event here tonight. So last week was a one-time thing. We got to see a double winner, Hunter Hill in the box stocks. That was exciting to watch.
Yeah, he was last week's Larry Gartley Memorial Performer of the Week, so first-time winner, gets it done twice. We'll have an interview with him on Intermission. But rolling out now for their 2nd heat out of 4 here. Heat 1B, 6 laps of distance. Rolling off first, it's Christopher Young in the 7. And in 2nd, it's Braden Pettit in the 9. In 3rd, it's the 529 of Lucian Anthony. And in 4th, it's the Flamin' 4 of Emmett Speck. In 5th, it's the 96 of Jolene Hookert. And in 6th, it's Kaylin Walker in the 28. In 7th, it's the 20 of Austin Van Houten. And rounding out the field, it's the 67 of Easton McNaughton. The Pace ATV is back out.
Nice and steady on the back, nice and steady.
6 laps the distance for Heat 2B of these Mobile 1 beginners as they make their way down through corners 3 and 4. Carter along with a green flag in hand. Green flag is out.
Christopher Young immediately shoves down to the side here as Braden Pettit jumps out to a big lead, but that 4 of Emmett Speck is not too far behind him. He's gaining a lot of ground on the backstretch now in this first lap.
Speck tracking down the 9 machine of Braden Pettit as they work their way through corners 1 and 2. He'll look down to the inside trying to find that run.
He's getting closer and closer every time to that 9 machine. Speck running on the bottom down, and Pettit is now starting to pull away here.
Speck's got a bit of a run there down the back straightaway. Pettit's still your leader. The cross flags are out. 3 laps left to go.
Pettit's holding on that spot. He's got a lock and key on 1st and 2nd, but Emmett Speck's got so much speed down the backstretch now, and he's right there on his tail again. 2 laps left to go for your leader, Braden Pettit.
Speck still trying to track him down. Christopher Young in the 2nd spot. Speck looking to the inside. Golf Depot white flag is out. 1 more lap for Braden Pettit.
It's now or never, and Emmett Speck is almost right on his tail, looking on that inside line. Now, he shoots by, and they're just about side by side, but Pettit shuts the door going into turn 3 and 4.
Speck looks to the inside. It looks like Pettit had that one.
Yeah, I think he got the win there. That was a great dive right there. Lap traffic looked in his favor. Seemed to slow Pettit down just enough for Speck to swoop in and take that win in Heat Race 1B.
Up next, the Doty Creek Agri-Services Box Stocks, ready to take on their first heat of the night. 8 laps the distance, starting on the pole for this one. In the 24S, that's Sadie Probelli. And her outside of the 14, that's Diesel Montour. Rolling off to the third spot in the O2C, that's Cecil Burbridge. And his outside in the 07S, that's Bentley Slider. Rolling off to the fifth spot in the 28 machine, that's Hunter Hill. And his outside in the 77, that's Declan Salt Johnson. Rolling off for the 7th spot in the 81, that's Lincoln Obadiah. And his outside of the 97 machine, that's Andy Gray. Rolling off for the 9th spot in the 17Z, that's Zayd Miller. And his outside of the 02, that's Everett Burbridge. And rolling off for the 6th row inside of the 18G, that's Grayson Palace. And his outside in the 72, that's Silas Podwinski.
Sadie Probelli and Diesel Montour there are going to lead him off, going green flag, and already Cecil Burbridge dives down and tries to make it 3 wide.
Montour leads him down the back straightaway. Probelli in that 2nd spot. 3 wide for 3rd. Burbridge sitting in that 3rd spot now.
Montour in his first year in the box stocks here was a beginner last year. He's holding a good lead on Sadie Probelli there, but don't count out, there's a lot of good drivers in this division. Bentley Slider and, of course, last week's double winner, Hunter Hill. They're all making a challenge, but right now the battle's for 2nd place between Sadie Probelli and Cecil Burbridge going down the backstretch. It's neck and neck.
Burbridge looks to the inside of Sadie Probelli. Hunter Hill in the 28 machine looking to get in the mix.
Diesel Montour still holding on to that 1st place spot, and now Hunter Hill goes side by side with Cecil Burbridge. He'll shoot by, and we got a 3-way battle for 2nd place as the cross flags are out. Cecil Burbridge heading out just ahead, but Hunter Hill's right there.
Hill and Probelli now side by side down the back straightaway. Burbridge makes his way out of that mess. Diesel Montour still your leader. Hunter Hill down to the inside. Still neck and neck going into 1.
Cecil starting to pull away there as everybody starts to single file out. Grayson Palace and Lincoln Obadiah, they're side by side battling for the 5th place spot as there's 2 laps left to go for your leader, Diesel Montour.
Hill looks to the inside of Cecil Burbridge, takes the 2nd spot away. Gulf Depot white flags out for Montour.
Cecil creeps down on the inside line, and Hill swoop right back in that 2nd place spot. One more dive bomb move for Hunter Hill, and he'll take the 2nd place spot right back. Diesel Montour's going to get the win, and who's going to get 2nd place spot? Hunter Hill will hold on by just a thread.
Cecil Burbridge finishes in that 3rd spot. Did you see him coming through corners 3 and 4? He hopped up on 2 wheels, kept it all underneath him, and came out with a 3rd place finish.
Got a little bit squirrely there, and that will do it for these box stocks. Getting ready to roll out next are the GSR Junior Flats. What a heat race for these Doty Creek agricultural box stocks. And up next, these GSR Junior Flats. There you can see Tovin DeLima and Jack Ruchai there. And they're going to lead them off for their 8-lap race. Rolling off 4th, it's Clayton Hager in the 5JR. And in 3rd, it's Ryan Grisat in the 7G. In 2nd, it's Tovin DeLima in the 9D, and rolling off 1st, it's the 17R of Jack Ruchai.
4-car field here, 8 laps the distance for these GSR Junior Flats.
Golf Depot white flags out. One more time before Jack Ruchai will send them off.
As they creep their way down the back straightaway for the final time, Carter Long with the green flag in hand. Ruchai and DeLima on the front row for heat race number 1. Green flag is out.
Ruchai's going to lead them going down the front stretch, but Tovin DeLima immediately jumps out down there side by side going down the back stretch. Ruchai's got a bit of a lead, but Tovin DeLima's bad fast in that 9D machine. He dives down and he'll take the lead going on the front stretch.
Slides up in front of that 17R. DeLima, your new leader, going on the back straightaway. They'll start to spread out now.
Yeah, field starts to single file out here. Close battle for that 3rd place spot between the 76 and the 7G. That fizzles out there, but it's all Tovin DeLima out front.
Grisat now sets his sights on that second place spot of Route Shy.
Just over halfway home here for these GSR Junior Flats. Tovin DeLima's got about a country mile lead to Jack Ruchaya there, and that's 17. They're all about equally spaced out beyond that. 2 laps left to go for your leader, Tovin DeLima.
DeLima takes the Golf Depot white flag, 1 more lap, and he'll pick up heat race number 1 for these GSR Junior Flats. Ruchai still in the second spot, and Grisat in the 7G sits in third, and Tovin DeLima picks up heat race number 1 over Ruchai and Grisat.
Clayton Hager will round out the field in that 5 machine, and that'll do it for these first round of heat races, getting ready to roll out next. The Williams Brothers Heating and Cooling Open Micro Sprints. But while we got time, we'd like to thank one of the presenting sponsors who help make everything possible here. Cool Kids Ice and Water. Of course, Cool Kids Ice and Water is the leading manufacturer of quality ice and water products and temperature-controlled storage and distribution. So thank you to one of the presenting sponsors who helped put on Micro Sprint Racing here on Thursday nights. Williams Brothers Heating and Cooling Open Micro Sprints getting slowly pushed off here. There you see the 71 of Fly-In Ryan Wilson. He had a good week last week during the double feature, so going to be exciting to see what he'll do here tonight on this gorgeous track.
10-lap heat race, 6 cars in the field. Starting on the pole for this one out of Hangersville in car number 24K, that's Kiana Teal. And her outside in the 0J out of Wilsonville, it's Scott Hall. Rolling off for the third spot out of Dorchester in the 00, that's Jack Smolders. And his outside in the double 88 out of Brantford, it's Riley Mercer. Rolling off for the fifth spot out of Harrisburg in car number 71, that's Ryan Wilson. And rounding out the field out of Weldon in car number 96, that's Brennan Hager.
Getting the call for the Golf Depot white flag to be out before we send them off. Jack Smolders is back to that 00 machine. He was really successful in the 7, so let's see if it was more than just a lucky number or if he can get it done in both.
Teal, and in that 0J, it's not Johnny Miller, it's Scott Hall of the 94X 360, I believe. Flipped it last week, actually. Steering broke, flipped it on the front straightaway, green lap of the 360 feature. So that was not good to see. Carter Long of the green flag, we're back underway.
Kiana Teal and Hall's immediately going to jump out to a lead. Kiana Teal gets a little bit squirrely, but she'll keep it under control. Now the hammer, Brennan Hager, is going to be side by side with Riley Mercer going into turn number 3 and 4.
Scott Hall, your leader, as they work their way through corners 3 and 4. Ryan Wilson looks to the outside of Riley Mercer, and Hager's still sitting in that third spot.
Wilson making a lot of use of those extra lines here tonight. But out front, it's all Scott Hall. Kiana Teal is in second place, and as the field will pass by, Jack Smolders, who seems to have some problems. Riley Mercer and Brennan Hager are going to go side by side, and they almost get into it in turn 3 and 4.
Mercer to the inside of Brennan Hager as they work their way through corners 1 and 2. Hager shoots out to the third spot. Cross flags, 5 laps we get the checkered flag. There is a pylon on the track. That'll bring out the caution flag.
Kiana Teal went super high there, and Scott Hall has taken out the first pylon of the night. Very unfortunate to see, but I think the pylon is going to make it out all right.
They've been through a lot.
Yeah, we need a graveyard for all the pylons.
These Williams Brothers Heating and Cooling Open Micro Sprints have 5 laps left to go. Kiana Teal, Scott Hall, and Brennan Hager, the top 3. As they make their way down the max straightaway, Carter Long will give him the Golf Depot white flag.
So yellow, the 96
Yellow, hold on a second.
Keeping the yellow flag out as there's a lineup issue with Brendan Hager and his 94 machine.
71 ahead of 88.
Single file still pacing around here trying to figure out this lineup issue. We should be good to go in about a second.
Okay. And 71 ahead of 88.
The entire field's jumbled up there as we got 5 laps left to go in these Williams Brothers Heating and Cooling open micro sprints. Everything should be good here. Carter's got the white flag in his hand, so should be just about ready to send him off.
And of course that 00 of Smolders pulled off the racetrack. Mechanical issues for him. That leaves 5 cars left on the racetrack. Hager, Teal, and Scott Hall, the top 3 so far. Wilson and Mercer sit outside in the top 5. Carter along with the green flag in hand. And we are back underway.
Brendan Hager is going to lead him going down the front stretch, but Kiana Teal immediately dives out there trying to make something happen in her 24K machine. She threads the needle and goes side by side, and she'll take the lead going down the front stretch now.
Teal, your new leader. Hager sits in that second spot. Scott Hall all over the back end of the 96 machine.
Scott Hall took out another pylon, and he'll go for a bit of a spin in the 0J. Kiana Teal jumps out to a bit of a lead, and the yellow flag is back out for Scott Hall's spin.
Scott Hall also clipped another pylon.
I was going to say another victim.
Another victim to the front end of that 0J.
Took the pylon out in turn 1 and 2, and he'll get turned back around in 3 and 4 as we got 2 laps left to go for your leader, Kiana Teal. A lot of precipitation, touchdown on the track last night. So we have lost the bottom lane yet again, but I feel like every time we don't have the bottom lane, there's a lot of action, especially at the top. It allows for drivers to really use a lot more lines, and what you'll see a lot in this division and in the division next up, the Huffman Home Improvements Senior Flats, is they love to dive bomb down from the high side into the turns.
Teal, Hager, and Wilson sneaks his way up to the top 3. Hall with the spin sent to the back of the pack as they pace their way down the back straightaway. Green flag is out for Kiana Teal as she makes her way through corners 1 and 2.
She had a great move to take the lead, but let's see if she can hold on to it. 2 veteran drivers right behind her in this division. Flying Ryan Wilson and Brendan Hager, and they're side by side going down the front stretch. Wilson edges out just ahead, but Brendan Hager's right there if he messes up.
Hager looking to the inside of Wilson. Wilson shuts the door. 2 laps left to go for Teal.
That battle starts to fizzle out, but now Riley Mercer's on Hager's tail, and he wants to make something happen. Don't forget Scott Hall, who's got a lot of speed going into the turner. He doesn't have it, and Hager gets a little bit squirrely. Golf Depot white flags out one more time around for Kiana Teal.
The battle for third, Hager. Scott all down to the inside. Teal picks up the win. Hager holds on for the 3rd spot. Wilson in 2nd.
Woohoo! Riley Mercer in 4th, and Scott Hall will round out the field in 5th there. That was an exciting race, and getting ready to roll out next, it's the Huffman Home Improvements Senior Flats. Gonna be good to watch this one. Another great car count here tonight.
13 carts here for these Huffman Home Improvement Senior Flats. 8 laps the distance starting on the pole. In the 44 machine, that's Robbie General. And his outside of the 73, that's Mike Miller. Rolling off for the 3rd spot in the 18, that's Adam Stasilla. And his outside of the 15 machine, that's Anthony Verdi. Rolling off for the 5th spot in the 27C, that's Nick Diltz. At his outside in the 55, it's Claire Elliott. Rolling off from the 7th spot in the 33, that's Ron McGarry. And his outside in the 12 machine, that's Nicholas Boyd. Rolling off for the 9th spot in the 66, that's Bailey Salt. And her outside in the 28 machine, that's Cameron Book. Starting off from 11th in the 42 machine, that's Jack McPhail. And his outside in the 44B, that's Bella General. And rounding out the field in the 77 machine, that's Randy Hollingshead.
Green flags out, and the pack jumps out to a lead. Robbie General is going to lead him going down the front stretch, but there's a lot of heat right behind him.
Verdi sneaks through the middle up to the 2nd spot. Looks to the inside of Robbie General. General leads lap number 1.
Bird had his foot in the door going into turn number 1 and 2, but he's right behind him. Adam Cecil and that pink 18 machine's also there, trying to make it happen. And somebody lost a part there on the back stretch.
Looks like Adam Cecil as he pulls to the high side of the racetrack. Caution flags out. You can see it sitting there on top of corner number 4.
got his hand up, so yeah, don't know what it is though. And he'll pull it right into the pits. Body panel. Whew. Souvenir, anybody?
There's also something up sitting high. Yeah, you can see just about where it was sitting. So we get that all picked up. There is white smoke coming out of the back end of the 44B of Bella General. And while we got time, we'd like to thank William Bros Heating and Cooling. At William Bros Heating and Cooling, we are a family-owned and operated business with many years of experience in providing top-notch residential heating and cooling services. Our team of experts is dedicated to offering you the best service possible, from estimates to installation to repair. We take pride in our work and strive for 100% customer satisfaction. Our goal is to build lasting relationships with our customers and ensure that they receive the best service possible.
Looks like the 55 of Claire Elliott stopped there in turn 3 and 4. Don't know what's going on there.
Is falling.
Gonna call the fall back in there and should be good to go.
Robbie General, Anthony Verdi, and Nick Diltz, the top 3. Verdi coming off a feature win last week, sitting in the second spot for this heat race. Still 6 laps left to go.
Nick Diltz in that 27C, he's pretty fast here on Thursday nights, but let's see if he's got anything for Verd or General here. Don't forget Bailey Salt and Cameron Book back there. A lot of great drivers in this heat race.
Single file down the back straightaway. Carter Long with the green flag in hand. As they creep their way to the double pylons, green flag is out.
Robbie General's going to lead them down. Single file going into the turn. Everybody all bunched up here. Here's where the chaos starts, and Cameron Book dives down, and he's side by side with Bailey Salt going down the backstretch.
Verdi trying to track down that 44 machine of Robbie General. The battle for third between Nick Diltz and Cameron Book. Book now in the third spot.
Book is rolling like a freight train, but let's see if he's got anything for the 15 of Verd. He dives down to the inside, and we're 3 wide for the lead going down the front stretch. Book's got the edge there, and he'll lead him going down the back stretch.
Verdi still sitting in that second spot. General falls back to the fourth spot. Bailey Salt moves her way up to the third.
Cameron Book's got a big lead there on the 15 of Anthony Verd. Top 5 all single filed out there. And it's 2 laps left to go for your leader, Cameron Book.
Bailey Salt looking to the inside of Anthony Verdi. Verdi still sitting in that second spot. And Cameron Book comes to the Golf Depot white flag.
Now the veteran Randy Hollingshead all the way from the back. He's made a challenge against Bailey Salt for that third place spot. And he's got the edge over in his yellow 77 machine. Cameron Book will bring around for the final time, and he'll win heat race number 1 for these Huffman Home Improvement Senior Flats. And a bit of contact there going through turn 3 and 4 there between Bella General and Bailey Salt. Some hand signals of disapproval from Bella General there. She's not happy.
And that'll conclude the first round of heat racing for tonight's action-packed racing.
Yeah. Getting ready to set him out for round 2 of heats. Got 2 more heats for these Mobile 1 beginner micro sprints. Coming up next, taking a look there, you can see the 27 of Maverick Cheechok and the 10M of Easton Hill. And now they're rolling off. It's time for the starting lineup. 6 laps the distance in Heat 2A. Rolling off first, it's Maverick Cheechok in the 27. And in second, it's Georgia Hookert in the 94. In third, it's Easton Hill in the 10M. And in fourth, it's the 09 of Casey Walker. In fifth, it's Oakley Jameson in the 88X. And in sixth, it's the 71 of Kane McAllister. Rolling off seventh, it's Aubrey Penner in the 00 Junior. And rounding out the field, it's Jackson McDonald in the 87. Golf Depot white flags out before the Pace ATV will pull away, and we'll get ready to start off this next round of heat races.
6 laps the distance for these Mobile 1 beginners. Heat 2A rather. as they make their way down the back straightaway for the final time. Carter Long with the green flag in hand.
Let's see if Maverick Chichuk can hold on to that first place spot. Georgia Hookert's bad fast, and she immediately jumps out to the lead going down into the turn. Kane McAllister side by side with Casey Walker trying to make something happen for that third place spot, but that'll fizzle out going down the backstretch.
Hooker, your leader, as they make their way down the back straightaway. Chichuk still sitting in that second spot. Kane McAllister, who picked up Heat Race 1A, looks to the outside of Walker. Not able to make anything happen.
Kane McAllister's right there on the tail of the 09. Doesn't quite have it yet. Top 6 single filed out there. And Georgia Hookert's got a lock and key on that first place position.
At 71, McAllister trying to track down the 09 of Walker. Giving it everything he has, trying to make his way to the outside, but Walker just a wee bit faster and gives her a little bumper tap there.
Trying to get the old bump and run there. Golf Depot white flags out one more time around for your leader, Georgia Hooker. Let's see if Kane McAllister's got anything for the 09 now.
And Hooker picks up the win here in Heat Race 2A. Chichuk in the second spot. Walker holds on for the third. And McAllister in the fourth spot. And Oakley Jameson, the 88X, finishes in fifth.
That'll round out that heat race, and now it's time for Heat 2B, the final one for these Mobile 1 beginner micro sprints. Drivers getting fired up, ready to go now. Some gorgeous looking cars in this heat.
That Ford machine Emmett Spec, I like that one.
Yeah, I think it's great looking design, but time for the starting lineup for this 6-lap heat race. Starting first, it's Kaylin Walker in the 28, and in second, it's Jolene Hookert in the 96. In third, it's Emmett Speck in the Flamin' 4, and in fourth, it's Lucy and Anthony in the 529. In fifth, it's the 9 of Braden Pettit, and in sixth, it's the 7 of Christopher Young. In seventh, it's Easton McDonald in the 67, and rounding out the field, it's Austin Van Houten in the 20. Golf Depot white flags out, and we're just about ready for the final heat race for these Mobile 1 beginner micro sprints. I feel like I'm going crazy today.
I am. Bit of a jumble of a start there, but Kaylin Walker is your leader as they make their way down the back straightaway. Speck looking to the inside. Walker shuts the door.
Some of the fastest drivers here in this division are right behind Kaylin there. Emmett Speck in the Flamin' 4, and he goes side by side trying to make something happen. And don't forget Braden Pettit, who won the last heat race here. He'll try and dive down and make something happen, but Kaylin Walker will hold on to that second place spot. Emmett Speck, your new leader, and now we got a battle for second place. It's Walker and Pettit going side by side.
Pettit now in the second spot. In the second spot, the 529 of Lucy and Anthony sitting in the fourth spot, trying to track down the 28 of Kaylin Walker.
Lucy and Anthony picking up a bit of speed, and he goes to the outside line. Doesn't quite have it yet. Walker will still hold on that second place spot. 2 laps left to go for the Flamin' 4 of Emmett Speck. And now Lucy and Anthony's right there on the tail of the 28. Doesn't quite have it yet. Kaylin Walker still holding on.
That Ford machine of Emmett Speck's got a good lead there over Braden Pettit. Lucy and Anthony down to the inside of Kaylin Walker, now sitting in the third spot.
Christopher Young swooped in there, and he'll take another second place spot, but Emmett Speck will take the win. Braden Pettit in second place, and Lucy and Anthony will come home in third. Christopher Young and Kaylin Walker will round out the field in fourth and fifth, respectively, and that'll do it for your top 5 in this final heat race. Now it's time for the box stocks.
These Doty Creek Anchor Services box stocks put on a wonderful show here at Ohsweken Speedway. 8 laps to distance for this heat race. Starting on the pole for this one, Smithville in car number 72, that's Silas Podowinski. And to his outside of the 18G, that's Grayson Palace. Everett Burbridge rolls off third in the 02. And to his outside of the 17Z, that's Zayden Miller. Rolling off for the 5th spot in the 97, that's Andy Gray. And to his outside of the 81, that's Lincoln Obadiah. Rolling off from the 7th spot in the 77 machine, that's Declan Saul Johnson. And to his outside, and the 28 machine, that's Hunter Hill. Rolling off from the 9th spot in the 07S, that's Bentley Slider, and his outside of the 02C, that is Cecil Burbridge. Rolling off in the 11th spot in the 14, that's Diesel Montour, and rounding the field in the 24S, that's Sadie Provelli.
Zayden Miller just came onto the track, but the green flag's out, and Silas Podwinski and Grayson Palace are going to lead him going down the front stretch. Grayson Palace jumps out to a bit of a lead, but Silas Podwinski's right there on the tail of him.
Podwinski looks to the outside of Grayson Palace as they make their way through corners 1 and 2. Silas Podwinski leads him down the back straightaway.
Cecil Burbridge, Andy Gray, and Hunter Hill were 3 wide there on that turn, but now Silas Podwinski will jump out to the lead going into the turn.
Three-way battle for the 3rd spot. Hunter Hill, Lincoln Obadiah, and Everett Burbridge in the 02. Burbridge looks to the outside of that Chibs Action Sports 28 machine. Hunter Hill pulls away now, looking for the 3rd spot.
The field will look to put Zayden Miller, who jumped onto the track late here, put him a lap down, but now Hunter Hill, he's got the edge, and he'll take that 3rd place spot from Lincoln Obadiah. Here comes the Burbridge brothers there, so Lincoln Obadiah is not out of the woods yet.
Burbridge now they're battling there side by side, Lincoln Obadiah and Burbridge. Hunter Hill now cuts through some of the slower cars. He'll hold out in front.
Hunter Hill's right on the tail of Grayson Palace, looking to make something happen. He wants that 2nd place spot bad. Golf Depot white flags out one more time around for Silas Podwinski, but the battle's all there for 2nd place.
Hunter Hill looks to the inside of Grayson Palace, side by side on the back straightaway. Silas Podwinski picks up the win. Hunter Hill in 2nd, Grayson Palace in 3rd, Everett Burbridge in the 4th spot, and running on the top 5 in the 81, Lincoln Obadiah.
Whew, did they make contact there? I think I saw a little bit between Grayson Palace and Hunter Hill. Got a little bit squirrely coming into that turn.
Just a little bit.
Maybe a little bit.
A little bit of, I think I saw
the smoke.
Something. Nothing too serious.
Yeah, a little bump and run. The Intimidator tactics.
It doesn't work in iRacing, trust. They just get mad at you and report you. It's funny.
Fair enough. That's why I don't do iRacing. That's all I try to do. Rolling out now, it's these GSR Junior Flats for their 2nd heat race of the night. And let's waste no time here for their 8-lap heat race number 2. Rolling off first, it's Clayton Hager in the 5JR, and in 2nd, it's Ryan Grisat in the 7G. In 3rd, it's Tovin DeLima in the 9D, and rounding up the field in 4th, it's Jack Ruchai in the 17R. Getting ready to roll around for the final time here before they go racing.
That 5JR of Hagar does not have the front end on that one. You see the other 3 carts have that nose on it, but that 5JR does not have as the green flag's out.
Feet are exposed there for Hager, and now we can see Ryan Grisat, and that 7G machine dives down trying to make something happen for the lead. Hager will hold on to the lead, and the battle there for 3rd place heats up between Tovin DeLima and Jack Ruchai.
That 7G machine of Grisat looks to the inside. Ruchai bumps him out of the way. Tovin DeLima sneaks down to the inside. He's your new leader.
Ruchai bumper card. Hager there out of the way. And Tovin DeLima's got that lead. But let's see if Ruchai can make another move. And he's got it on that 7 of Ryan Grisat. He goes for a bit of a spin there.
He kind of just shoved it down to the inside, trying to make something work, and spun himself out there. So he's got a bit of ground to make up for to get back to the tail.
Field rolling around here.
Two laps left to go for Tovin DeLima in the 9D as he catches the back end of Ruchai.
Golf Depot white flags out one more time around for Tovin DeLima. He'll look to put Ruchai a lap down there, and now Ryan Grisat has got that 2nd place all locked up. He's got nobody behind him, but Tovin DeLima will get the win in this heat race. Grisat will take it home in 2nd, and rounding up the field in 3rd, it's Clayton Hager. Don't forget Ruchai in 4th there. And that'll do it for these GSR Junior Flats.
Up next, the William Bros Heating and Cooling Open Micro Sprints. ready to get pushed off onto the racetrack, 10 laps the distance. See that 71 machine of Ryan Wilson and the 00 of Jack Smulders. They went head-to-head last year in the mock stocks. Ryan Wilson with the championship.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy to watch. But while we got time, as these carts are getting pushed off, we'd like to thank one of the presenting sponsors here. Sponsor of the beginner micro sprints, Mobile One. The Mobile family of lubricants includes world-famous brands which have a legacy of innovation and decades of proven performance in the consumer and business use. This dedication to continually improving the lubricants and services that empower mobility in vehicles and productivity in industrial machinery is at the core of their offer.
I brought my tool. He drives a Ohsweken.
See there, flying Ryan Wilson in his neon orange 71.
Gonna be a good heat race. Action-packed racing throughout the whole field. It's always exciting to watch, so you're going to want to stick around as they got their 20-lap feature at the end of the night after this one.
Yeah, that's going to be good to watch here. I'd like to see how Scott Hall does in his outing in Johnny Miller's 0J machine.
He did used to run these carts. I remember him running here at Ohsweken pre-COVID. I don't know about any of the other years, but this is nothing new to him. So I'm sure getting back comfortable in the car, he can definitely make a charge for the lead. And I'll give you your lineup starting on the pole for this one. At a well into the 96, that's Brennan Hager. And to his outside of the 71, that's Ryan Wilson. Rolling on for the third spot out of Brantford in car number 88, that's Riley Mercer. And to his outside, out of Dorchester in the 00, it's Jack Smulders. Rolling off from fifth out of Wilsonville in the 0J, that's Scott Hall. And to his outside out of Hagersville in the 24K, that's Kiana Teal. 10 laps to distance for these William Brothers Heating and Cooling Open Micro Sprints as they make their way through corners 3 and 4. Carter Long with the green flag in hand. Green flag is out.
Brennan Hager immediately jumps out to a lead going down the front stretch. And Scott Hall goes for a bit of a tumble and he'll flip that 0J machine. Red flag is out.
Just kind of sent it in there and
lazy flip there. He should be able to get rolling. Maybe a bit of wing damage. Gave the thumbs up. And they're going to spin him around. RaceMed doesn't even have to jump out. They're going to get that 0J refired. I believe so.
a little bit of damage there to the wing.
Yeah, you can see it.
You can buff it out. It'll
yeah,
buff.
that's right. Just get the hammer and just smash it back into place. Yellow flag in Carter's hand, so we'll get these carts rolling again. Bit crazy there. Everybody jumbled together going into turn number one. Let's see if it happens again. I wouldn't doubt it. These carts are bad, fast, and everybody's competitive in this field.
Still 3 carts they gotta get fired up. Some of them have the electric start, like Brennan Hager and Scott Hall, as you can see. And others like Ryan Wilson, they gotta push off in that 71, as you see go by your screen.
Jack Smollers there getting a push. He pulled off last heat race with mechanical issues, so good to see him back out. Let's see if he can have a better finish and get a good starting spot for the feature here.
And it should be a complete restart. We did not get any laps in. So still 10 laps left to go.
Field's all bunched up there, and Carter's got the Golf Depot white flag in his hand. One more time around before we'll send him back off racing. The Hammer, Brennan Hager, and Flying Ryan Wilson are going to lead him off.
Good looking 96 machine, that GSR Welland Chevrolet. 96 of Brennan Hager. I like that one. Red,
yeah.
Black, and white.
Sharp looking design there, but the green flag's back out, and let's see what it can do. Holding off the rest of the field, Riley Mercer dives down, and we got a 3-way battle for first place.
Hager leads him into corners 3 and 4. Wilson makes a charge to the outside of Hager. Mercer to the inside. 3 wide. Hager with a nose.
Riley Mercer's running tight and low on the bottom there, and he goes side by side with Brendan Hager. He's got the edge out, and he'll lead him going down the front stretch. Brendan Hager and Ryan Wilson there side by side for that second place spot, and Wilson's way out there racing on the high line.
Mercer, your new leader. Wilson to the outside of Brendan Hager. Side by side going into 1.
It's anybody's game going down the backstretch as Brendan Hager's right. Oh, he's almost got in. Now Scott Hall's trying to make something happen in that zero-J machine. He's back in the count for the second place spot.
Hall looking to the inside of Brendan Hager. He'll sneak his way 3 wide down the front straightaway. Hall now in the second spot. Wilson in third.
Wilson and Hall just split Brendan Hager there, and he's down but not out. Riley Mercer still got a big lead in that 88 machine, and now Scott Hall starting to expand his lead to third place Ryan Wilson.
Hager to the inside. Teal now putting the pressure on the 96. She'll make her way down to the inside, and Kiana Teal makes her way to the 4th spot.
Kiana Teal's got some good speed running on the bottom, trying to make something happen for that third place spot. Doesn't quite have it yet. Riley and Mercer taking around Golf Depot. White flags out for the green 88.
Teal down to the inside of Ryan Wilson. Wilson holding on to the 3rd spot. Riley Mercer through 3 and 4 picks up heat race number 2. Scott Hall rather in the 2nd spot. Ryan Wilson, Kiana Teal, and Brendan Hager round up the top 5.
That was a crazy heat race. Jack Smolders will also finish back there. He needs to get the Lucky 7 back out.
And up next, the Huffman-Hoven Improvement Senior Flats 8 laps to distance heat race number 2. Starting on the pole for this one in the 44B, that's Bella General, and her outside of the 42, that's Jack McPhail. Rolling off from the 3rd spot in the 28, that's Cameron Book, and his outside of the 66, that's Bailey Salt. Rolling off for the 5th spot in the 12 machine, that's Nicholas Boyd, and his outside of the 33 machine, that's Ron McGarry. Rolling off from the 7th spot in the 55, that's Claire Elliott, and her outside of the 27C, that's Nick Diltz. Rolling off from the 9th spot in the 15 machine, that's Anthony Verdi. And to his outside of the 18, that's Adam Sticilla. Rolling off from the 11th spot in the 73, that's Mike Miller. And to his outside of the 44, that's Robbie General. And rounding out the field in the 77 machine, that's Randy Hollingshead.
Coming around to the green flag now, Bella General. And Jack McPhail here, green flags out. Let's see what Bella General in that purple 44 can do. Cameron Book's right behind her there, and they're right beside each other going down the backstretch.
General leads him through corners 3 and 4. Sitting in that 2nd spot, it's Cameron Book, Jack McPhail in 3rd. And we got a bit of a battle there for 4th between Boyd and Salt.
Don't forget there's a lot of bad, fast drivers back there. Randy Hollingshead, Anthony Verd, Adam Sticilla, Ron McGarry there. All of those drivers can make a push towards the front any second now, but Bella General's holding out. She's got a good distance to 2nd place Cameron Book, and Cameron Book wants to close the gap.
Nicholas Boyd sort of dropping back there. Randy Hollingshead from the back of the pack, charging his way up to the front. Cross flags are up, 4 laps left to go.
Top 2 are a mile wide. Back to the rest of the field there. Jack McPhail's got a lot of pressure from Bailey Salt, Ron McGarry, and the veteran Randy Hollingshead. Side by side, Bailey Salt and Ron McGarry. They're going down the backstretch now. Now Randy Hollingshead goes for a bit of a bump. They dive into the turn, and it's a 4-way battle for that 3rd place spot.
2 laps left to go for General and Book as they make their way to the Golf Depot white flag. Book putting the pressure on her.
Book dives up on the high side, and he'll shoot down to the inside, trying to make something work on the backstretch. They're side by side going down into turn number 3 and 4. Who's going to have the edge out? And Cameron Book will get the win in that heat race.
General picks up the 2nd place spot over Randy Hollingshead, who made a charge from the back of the pack to 3rd. And I believe Bailey Salt had the 4th spot. Jack McPhail. Ron McGarry was up there. Good racing throughout that field. That was a fun, exciting heat race to watch.
And while we got time, we'd like to thank the sponsor for the box stocks, Doty Creek Agricultural Services. Of course, Doty Creek Agricultural Services are a precision planting and Yetter farm equipment dealer, but they also offer agricultural services like drone crop scouting, aerial photography, and custom planting in the Tempsford area. So once again, thank you to Doty Creek Agricultural, and that'll round it out for heat racing action. We will be back shortly with our Larry Gartley Memorial Performer of the Week, sponsored by Doty Creek. Here with last week's Larry Gartley Memorial Performer of the Week, presented by Doty Creek Agricultural Services, Hunter Hill. So, sticker for you, and dominant performance from you last week, getting 2 wins there in our double feature night. What do you have to say about it?
It feels great. Just we didn't have too good of a year last year. Just being able to do it is all we could do. And shout out to Jibs Action Sport. They've done everything for me.
Alrighty, thank you. And congratulations. Good luck for you in the feature. That'll do it for our intermission interview for the Doty Creek Agricultural Performer of the Week. We'll be back shortly with some feature racing on G-Force TV.
back here live on G-Force TV, ready to kick off a main number 1 of the night for the Mobile 1 beginners.
16 carts and 12 laps for these Mobile 1 beginner micro sprints. And let's waste no time getting with the starting lineup. Rolling off 16th, it's Jackson McDonald in the 87. And 15th, it's Jolene Hooker in the 96. And 14th, it's the 20 of Austin Van Houten. And 13th, it's Easton McNaughton in the 67. And in 12th, it's Easton Hill in the 10M. Rolling off 11th, it's the 00 Junior of Aubrey Penner. And in 10th, it's the 28 of Kaylin Walker. Rolling off 9th, it's the 27 of Maverick Chichok. And rolling off 8th, it's the 529 of Lucy and Anthony. Rolling off 7th, it's Oakley Jameson in the 80X. And, looks like there's a bit of a pile up on the backstretch there. But rolling off 6th, it's Christopher Young in the 7. And 5th, it's Casey Walker in the 09. In 4th, it's Georgia Hooker in the 94. And in 3rd, it's Kane McAllister in the 71. And for your front row, rolling off 2nd, it's Braden Pettit in the 9. And your leader starting first, it's the 4 of Emmett Speck. Did you see what happened on the backstretch?
I did not. I just saw 3 cars, and they weren't faced in the right direction, and they weren't on all 4 wheels. So
Me neither. My face was buried in the lineup there, and I saw your hand point up, and then I looked, and I was like, whoa, what is going on? But should be good to roll off here soon.
12 laps the distance for these Mobile 1 beginners. We've got Easton McNaughton stopped on the back straightaway. I believe he's just going to join the tail end of the field.
Yeah, I think he was involved in that pile up there.
Starting off in the 13th spot. So I'm sure he was just waiting for his time to come around. Golf Depot white flag is out. 1 more lap till we go green flag racing. And you're going to want to stick around.
Yeah,
we've got 4 features after this one.
Yeah, this is going to be good. Here's the quick replay of what happened. Just looks like they all got piled up going into the turn there, but the green flag's out ready for the first feature event of the night. Emmett Speck and Braden Pettit are going to jump out there, and Kane McAllister is right behind them.
Speck leads him down the back straightaway. McAllister and Pettit side by side. Caution flag is out.
Top 3 all bunch up together as Oakley Jameson and Casey Walker got involved in a bit of a pile up there. Those 2. Track lights just came on as the sun's starting to set in the background.
I could not see what happened. I got this post in front of me.
Yeah, I didn't see that either, but here's the replay. Just looked like they got piled up there. Should be just about ready to go here soon after we fix these lineup issues.
And while we got a bit of time, we'd like to thank one of our sponsors, Strode's Barbecue. We're your ultimate source for everything barbecue. Whether you're looking for event catering or the best grills and accessories on the market, or some hot takeout for lunch, Strode's has got the best around. Serving Brantford and surrounding communities for over 80 years. It's undisputed that we are the experts when it comes to grilling. Strode's Barbecue and Deli. Good food there. They cater the Micro Sprints banquet at the end of the year, and it's always good food.
I'm a picky eater, so I don't remember eating anything. Gonna stop them. Jeff's rolling out there, and he's gonna put the traffic to a halt here as we try and figure out this lineup. Some nights I feel like I need a straitjacket. Just so confused on everything that's going on. But I guess that's my everyday life.
Yeah, probably. I think Kenzie's shaking her head yes.
No, 'cause she agrees with me. She knows I need a straitjacket.
Putting white padding in your room. And
Exactly. But while we got time, we'd like to thank one of the sponsors for these Thursday Night Micro Sprint Racing, LMP Excavation. Of course, LMP Excavation is great for excavation, landscaping, seawall, septic installs, driveways, retaining walls, and of course, drainage laser grading. So thank you to LMP Excavation, and we are moving our way through the field here, trying to figure out this starting lineup. Of course, we had 2 collisions, 2 pile-ups there at the start of the race. So got to fix everybody, get them in the right order before we fire them back up. There we see Jeff's firing up Lucy and Anthony in the 529. Maverick Chichok back there, Kaylin Walker, Aubrey Penner, and that gorgeous 00.
Trying to figure out everything. We're getting there.
Yeah, trying to figure it out. Hey, it's the effort that counts, but
Slow process.
exactly, it's okay. Of course, with beginners, these are the youngest drivers of racing here at Ohsweken Speedway. For some of these drivers, it's the first time ever getting in a racing machine in general. So, of course, engines are restricted, and drivers are going to take it step at a time. Got to be patient and cautious to help them learn. And, you know, some of these drivers could go on to do great things. And even, you notice Kane McAllister, that was the Sheridans at one point, and now
Late models. Jake Sheridan and Nick Sheridan. So Jake Sheridan runs the APC late models, and Nick Sheridan in the Cool Kids Ice and Water Core Pack 360 Sprint Cars picked up another feature win last week. That was an exciting race to watch and to announce.
yeah, absolutely electric. And of course, you know, got to be good for you when you can get in that boot time. Stole it right out of Adam Ross's hands and put on a great show. So good for that.
Seat was comfy. I'm coming for it next.
I saw your post.
Different view.
Yeah, definitely.
We're in level with these cards.
Yeah, exactly. Especially on Friday nights. I got the camera. You got the camera. Down there in the
And
dirt.
victory lane. Got
Yeah.
the checkered flag.
Oh, that's
Trying to wave it though. It's Kurt Along's job.
Get to hand it out though.
Believe we've got everybody lined up in their proper order. Double file restart.
Jeff and Carter will retreat to their positions respectively, and the yellow flag being waved. Emmett Speck and Braden Pettit will go back around, and they'll lead the pack of cars around. Should be ready to go in a couple laps too.
Golf Depot white flag is out. One more lap so we go green flag racing. Emmett Speck and Braden Pettit on the front row for this restart. Kane McAllister, Hooker, Maverick Chichok, and Christopher Young, the top three rows.
Those two are going to make this race interesting. Here we go, ready to start them off. Emmett Speck and Braden Pettit for the first feature event of the night. And already Emmett Speck is jumping out to a big gap there with Braden Pettit.
Speck leads him down the back straightaway. Braden Pettit shoots down to the inside. Doesn't get a run to the back end of Speck.
Maverick Chichok is cruising in that fifth place position. He's got some great pace there, and now he's almost side by side. But he goes for a bit of a spin there, trying to make something happen on Kane McAllister. He'll keep it back around, and we're going to stay under green flag. And now Kane McAllister's duking it out with Georgia Hookert in that 94 machine. He's trying to hold on in his 71.
Kane McAllister trying to block the 94 of Hookert as they make their way down the front straightaway. Emmett Speck and Braden Pettit making their way through some of the slower cars here. Hookert and McAllister split, and Hookert comes out in third.
Already getting closer to put some more cars a lap down. Emmett Speck's got a big gap, but let's see if the lap traffic is going to slow him down here. Braden Pettit's now's his chance to try and make some moves for the lead. Back there for third place, Georgia Hookert and Kane McAllister are battling, and Lucianante comes to a stop on the front stretch. Caution flag is out.
At 529 comes to a stop on the front straightaway. I believe Jeff did have to restart that kart when they were figuring out the lineup there, so could be issues related to that. Maybe the kart's misfiring.
Mechanical problems.
727 can't be there.
They're going to push the 529. Don't know if he's going to the pits or he'll be able to rejoin the field.
And 7 behind is 09.
Then the 28.
28.
And while we got time, we'd like to thank one of the sponsors who helps make Thursday Night Micro Sprints possible, McHugh Supply. With over 160 years of experience, McHugh Supply is Southwestern and Central Ontario's most trusted HVAC wholesale distributor of home comfort products. McHugh Supply continually adapts to the ever-changing technological regulatory landscape of the HVAC industry with one objective in mind: how to better serve you. So thank you very much to McHugh Supply for help sponsoring these Micro Sprints on Thursday night, presented by GeForce TV.
Exciting to have a bunch of new sponsors here for this 2025 season. Divisional sponsors presenting the night as Hal Noren Cool Kids do, and some other sponsors that help put on great Thursday night racing.
Yeah, always great when we can have companies, owners, anybody really wanted to jump in to put some money down to, of course, support junior racing, and especially for some of these guys, Thursday nights could get spotted by somebody who helps sponsor them, put them in a full-size car on Friday nights here. So,
and I'd like to thank Bob Mercer, who puts out $25 for the Mobile One beginners, the Doty Creek Agri Services box stocks, and the GSR Junior Flats, $25 each for the winner. So that's a little exciting pocket money for them, or to pay for a tire or something.
yeah,
Part of a tire.
throw some extra money in their pockets, especially for the youngest divisions. Yellow flag still out here as the cards are single file pacing around here. We got 7 laps to go in the first feature event of the night. Golf Depot white flags out in Carter's hand, and we should be just about ready to go to continue back racing here.
Speck, Pettit, and Hooker at the top 3. McAllister, Walker, Christopher Young. Top 6 so far. Speck and Pettit have been 2 of the ones picking up feature wins week in and week out, and they're top 2 so far in this Mobile One beginner feature event. Green flag is back out.
Don't count out Kane McAllister and Casey Walker back there, but out front it's all Emmett Speck in that Flamin' 4 machine. He immediately starts to work on creating a gap from first to second there, but my eyes are on the battle for third place with Georgia Hooker and Kane McAllister, who threads the needle. He was almost side by side there with the 94 machine, trying to make something happen. He wants that second place spot badly.
Hooker shuts the door on that 71 machine, and McAllister looks to the inside, swoops away. That position underneath Hooker's feet.
Georgia's sister Jolene slowed her down just a little bit. The field's starting to thread some lap traffic there. This is working in Emmett Speck's favor. He's got a big gap now as the field will thread through that 87. And Emmett Speck's got a big lead, and now Braden Pettit's facing some trouble from the 71 of Kane McAllister going into turn 3 and 4.
27 of Maverick Cheechak and Easton McNaughton spun around there on the bottom of 2. That'll bring out the caution flag with 3 laps left to go.
Easton McNaughton was able to get separated, and he will drive off, but Maverick Cheechak there. See some... That micro sprint gets rolling, and there's a big wing damage there on that 27. You can see on that front left. Not in the best shape aerodynamically. After that incident there, it's flapping in the wind.
Four laps to go, rather, yeah. Bit of a damage there on the 27 of Maverick Cheechak. Not great aerodynamic-wise. Bit of a push.
Yeah, Easton McNaughton is slow there. Looks like he's just dropping back. Maverick Cheechak there. Yeah, that 27's got a lot of damage down that front left wing. Nothing seems to have any other damage on the car, so should be able to roll off just fine and finish out the race here.
And I forgot to mention, concession stand is open, so if you're getting hungry and looking for some delicious food, go to the concession stand. They got popcorn chicken, fried pickles, corn dogs, tater tots, burgers, everything under the sun there. It's all good.
The exquisite menu there. A lot of stuff that's not available on regular Friday nights, so definitely want to go check it out. I myself would recommend the popcorn chicken, but also the popcorn chicken is the only thing that I myself would like to eat.
Bit of a picky eater.
Oh, bit is an understatement.
What do you eat? Like, what do you eat on a day-to-day basis? Same thing?
Yeah, pretty much.
No. So just anything to do with fried chicken, like tenders.
Okay, well, I don't eat chicken tenders every day.
Every other day.
Every other day.
Yeah, okay.
My personal favorite is
Gino's Pizza.
now that you say it.
All right.
Save that for tonight, my late night post-stream cravings there.
Do you just freeze energy drinks and, like...
Now that's a good idea.
Okay.
Well, you know.
Energy drink popsicles. There you go. Get the popsicle molds.
That would be good.
Homemade.
Just wait, I'll show up next Thursday and I'll give them out to everybody.
Popsicles.
Well, energy drink popsicles. Get the.
How are you gonna keep them frozen?
I'll bring a cooler. We got a cooler back here full of ice cold water. So throw them in there.
Whatever floats your boat. I don't know as though they'd stay frozen.
I don't know. We need a panic button. In case we go
Safe
off the-
word.
Yeah, we need a safe word. That's what it was.
We had one. I forgot what it was.
Uh-oh.
Wow. This isn't looking good.
Yeah, black flag being waved to, I believe that was the 96 of Jolene Hookert there. Don't exactly know what that's for. But Carter's got that green flag in his hand, and we're back under racing here. Emmett Speck jumps out to a lead going into turn number 1 and 2. And Kane McAllister is going to have to fight off Georgia Hooker to that 94 machine. She's on the outside of that 71.
3 laps left to go for Emmett Speck. McAllister down to the inside of Braden Pettit. Side by side, McAllister with the nose.
They're facing a lot of lap traffic. That's going to slow down Emmett Speck here in the rest of the field. Let's see how they navigate. And oh, Braden Pettit goes super wide and right into the pits there.
Braden Pettit out of this race now. Emmett Speck, McAllister, now Hookert sitting in the 3rd spot. Looks to the inside of McAllister. Side by side, McAllister shoots to the 2nd spot.
Kane McAllister's got that 2nd spot there, and he'll split the lap traffic. Emmett Speck will take it around for the final time to the double checker flags, and he'll take the win in the first feature event of the night for the Mobile 1 beginners. Kane McAllister's going to come home in 2nd, and Georgia Hookert in 3rd. That'll round out this feature event, the first one of the night. And, of course, that'll round out racing for these Mobile 1 beginners there. Emmett Speck in that Flamin' 4 machine will roll down in the slack lumber victory lane to get his picture taken. That Whitetail Concrete Peters haulage machine. Epic racewear. Gorgeous looking car, and he'll get his picture taken. Fam's gonna come out and he'll get the Epic racewear checkered flag. And that'll do it for this feature event. While we got time, we'd like to thank one of the sponsors who helps put on racing here on Thursday nights, Aero Pest Control. Aero Pest Control recognizes that every business is unique and each business has its very own concerns. So their pest control technicians are qualified to handle all of your pest prevention and control needs, and they offer prompt and effective services at great industry prices. So thank you very much to Aero Pest Control, and getting ready to roll out next is the Doty Creek Agricultural Box Stocks.
15 laps distance starting on the pole in the 28, that's Hunter Hill, and is outside of the 14, that's Diesel Montour. Cecil Burbridge and Grayson Powell make up row number 2. Row number 3, Lincoln Obadiah and Silas Podowinski. Making up row number 4, Sadie Perbelli and Everett Burbridge. And making up row number 5, Andy Gray and Bentley Slider. And making up row number 6, Declan Saul Johnson and Zayden Miller. Green flag is out.
Hunter Hill's going to jump out to a lead there. We interviewed him during intermission here, and he's got a big gap there to Cecil Burbridge in 2nd, but he's encroaching on him quickly. We almost got a battle for the lead there, and the Wolves are flying.
Hunter Hill leads him into corners 1 and 2. Cecil Burbridge, Diesel Montour, the top 3. And we've got a battle for 4th now. Silas Podowinski to the outside of Palace.
Don't forget Everett Burbridge there, and Lincoln Obadiah behind him. He looks to get into that action. Everett Burbridge edges out to the lead in the 3 wide going down the backstretch. Grayson Palace, Silas Podowinski, and Everett Burbridge. Who's going to get it going on the front stretch now? Grayson Palace will hold on.
Palace had that nose there. They're still 3 wide down the back straightaway. Burbridge shoots through the middle. Podowinski to the outside. A little bit of bumping there between Palace and Burbridge. And looked like Burbridge had the nose for that one.
Everett's got a lot of speed going on the backstretch there, but Grayson Palace had that inside line, which allowed him to hold on to that spot. He's got it there again, and he'll go as Silas Podowinski goes super wide there, and Everett Burbridge will start to break away from those two. They're still battling out. Anybody can have that spot going down as the field will encroach on some lap traffic.
Hunter Hill's got a mile-wide gap there. Straightaway lead over Cecil Burbage. Diesel Montour still sitting in the third spot. Everett Burbage sitting outside the top three. We got one stop there on the front straightaway. That's Declan Salt Johnson.
They'll keep the green flag out as the field paces by here, and we got a battle for second as Diesel Montour and Cecil Burbage. They make a bit of contact. Cecil looks down on the inside in his yellow O2 machine, and now he looks to take that second place spot from Diesel Montour.
Diesel Montour shuts the door. Burbage way down to the inside. Montour shoves him out of the way. Burbage back down to the inside, takes that second spot away.
Two beginners moving up to the box stocks this year, and now Everett Burbage is going to encroach on Diesel Montour. He looks to join it on the front as he's running on that high side, and Hunter Hill is got nobody behind him.
Hill is just on a roll tonight in that first place spot. Diesel Montour down to the inside of Cecil Burbage. Burbage shuts the door, going into one.
Burbage is holding on, but Montour's got a lot of speed. They're side by side going on the backstretch, and now Everett Burbage wants to join on the front. They almost make contact there, and Diesel Montour's holding on to that spot, but Cecil's right there to challenge him for it.
Burbage to the outside of Montour, side by side down the back straightaway. Everett Burbage behind those two, looking to make a move to the top three. 2 laps left to go for Hill. Gulf Depot white flags out.
Everett Burbage there's trying to get close to his brother there. Diesel Montour still holding on to that second place spot, and Hunter Hill will take it around turn 3 and 4 for the final time.
In that Gibbs Action Sports car, number 28, Hunter Hill picks up another AMA win. That's 3 in a row for him. Over Diesel Montour, Everett Burbage, Cecil Burbage, and Silas Ponowinski round out the top 5.
Everett Burbage swiped that second place spot right out from his brother Cecil's feet. But Hunter Hill in that Gibbs Action Sports DJD Graphics 28 machine will get another feature win sticker tonight, and he'll pull it into Slack Lumber Victory Lane to get his picture taken with the Epic Racewear checkered flag. Family's gonna come out to congratulate and get their picture taken beside him. And while we got time, we'd like to thank another sponsor who helps put on weekly racing here on Thursday nights, Motor State All-Star Performance. At Motor State, recognize that there are many sources for aftermarket performance parts, which is why they strive to give you the excellent service and competitive pricing that inspires their customers to come back and back again. So thank you very much to Motor State All-Star Performance for help sponsoring. And that'll do it for these Doty Creek Agricultural Box Stocks. Up next, the GSR Junior Flats.
3 wins in a row for that 28 machine of Hunter Hill. Oh, definitely going for a championship here this season.
Yeah, he's been real competitive here. But it's time for these GSR Junior Flats for their 15-lap feature. Rolling off fourth, it's Clayton Hager in the 5JR, and beside him, it's in third, it's the 17R of Jack Ruche. In second, it's Ryan Grisat in the 7G, and starting first, it's Toin DeLima in the 9D. Golf Depot white flags out one more time around before we send him off racing again. This is going to be a good race here. I'd like to see what Ruchai can do.
Good battles between all these carts here. Tovin DeLima has been picking up feature win after feature win all season long. So let's see if he's got one more in tonight.
Carter Long with the double green in his hand, getting ready to roll out here. Here we go. Tovin DeLima's going to lurch out, and he'll lead him going into turn number 1 and 2.
DeLima leads him down the max straightaway. Ruchai sitting in that second spot. Looking to the inside, the 7G of Grisat, and Ruchai shuts the door.
Grisat making himself competitive in that 7D machine. He'll dive down on the inside, trying to make something happen. They're side by side on the front stretch. Grisat's got that edge on Ruchai there in the 17R. But Ruchai there, he's got a lot of speed, and he'll dive bomb down on the outside line. Still doesn't have it yet to challenge that second place position. Tovin DeLima's got a mile-wide gap to him.
At 17, Ruchai trying to track down Grisat in the 7G, who's sitting in that second spot. And they're all kind of spreading out so far.
Yeah, action starts to fizzle out here. Grisat is putting up some tight defense there against Ruchai. Every time Ruchai got close to that 7D machine, he shut the door. So let's see if he can hold on to that spot as we have 9 laps left to go here.
Tovin DeLima dominant so far in this A main. 8 laps left to go for him, Grisat, and Ruchai still the top 3.
Field all single filed out here. The closest battle we got is that second place spot where Grisat is running a nice, tight, clean line here. But one small slip up in Ruchai can easily swoop in there and make a battle for it. Grisat, I believe he's getting closer and closer to Tovin de Lima every time, so we could have a battle for the lead coming up soon if the 7G plays his cards right.
No Robin Reed this week in that blue 88 junior flat, so that's not fun.
Yeah, sucks to see Rowan Reed, but back out on the track, the 5 of Clayton Hager's got some sort of problems. He's slow going into turn number 3 and 4. The field will pass by him once, and they'll look to go past him again, and the yellow flag is out, and now Jack Ruchai there goes down on the inside. He's got some problems with his car in the 17.
And the caution flag is out. Ruchai in the infield as well. Clayton Hager. See on your screen that 5 machine. Superman Trevor DeBoer pulls up to the back end.
Trying to figure out what's going on Ruchai's cart. They're going to push him. Looking at something there. Should be pushing him back out onto the track now.
4 laps left to go for these GSR Junior Flats. De Lima been dominant so far in this A main. So let's see if he can hold on for another A main win.
Typically we see Tovin de Lima start to pull away here, especially in the later half of these races. But Ryan Grisat in that 7G has been able to hold on the entire time. Not exactly enough to make a challenge for first, but enough to hang in right there and to still be competitive enough to not get lapped by that 9D machine. So I'd like to see if he can hold on and maybe challenge Tovin de Lima for the win here, as we got 4 laps left to go. 2 cars now, all eyes are on the 9D and the 7G. Carter with the green flag in his hand. Let's go back racing.
Green flag is out for Tovin de Lima. And Grisat, the only 2 carts left on the track, 2 with mechanical issues. And Tovin de Lima will come with 3 laps left to go.
Ryan Grisat's going to have to act fast if he wants to make a challenge for that first place spot. Tovin de Lima immediately starts on widening that gap as there's 2 laps left to go for the green 9D machine. Grisat still hanging in there, but not quite enough to make a challenge for that first place spot.
Tovin de Lima makes his way through corners 3 and 4. Gulf Depot white flag is out. 1 more lap.
Tovin de Lima's got nobody in front of him, and he's got a big gap back to second place. He'll take it around the backstretch for the final time, and Tovin de Lima's going to get the double checker flags. He'll take another win here, hand in the air to celebrate. The Tovin de Lima 9D machine will pull it into slack lumber victory lane. Ryan Grisat in second, and third, Jack Ruchai there, of course, not able to finish the race. He'll DNF, and so will Clayton Hager there, who had to get pushed off earlier. But Tovin de Lima in that Snips 9D machine will pull it into slack lumber victory lane to get his picture taken with the Epic Racewear checkered flag. You're going to want to stay tuned now as things are going to get interesting, but right now we'd like to thank one of the sponsors who helped put on racing here, Tri-City Bearings. Of course, Tri-City Bearings is your local supplier of bearings and power transmission equipment, and their motto is bringing old school service back to life. Thank you very much to Tri-City Bearings, and we're just about set to go for the final 2 features of the night. This is where things start to get chaotic.
William Brothers Heating and Cooling Open Micro Sprints. 20 laps at distance. This is going to be an exciting one to watch. We've got some crate sprint drivers. Kiana Teal, well, Scott Hall in a 360, so he's definitely got some experience behind the wheel. And some rookies in this class, Ryan Wilson and Jack Smolders, both in the box stocks last year, battling it out. Ryan Wilson picked up the championship, so definitely going to be exciting ones to watch.
Yeah, Jack Smolders has been struggling all night. He had some great last couple of weeks here, but not able to make up. Of course, he didn't finish his first heat race and finished last in his second, so he'll look to make that up in the feature here. My eyes, though, are going to be on Scott Hall. He had a great performance, and even when he flipped, he still managed to finish well there. So it's going to be exciting to watch a 360 driver take on these open micro sprints. Of course, like you said, he was here a couple years ago racing in this division.
Yeah, Scott Hall, definitely a veteran in these open micro sprints. As they start to take their double file, 20 laps the distance, starting on the pole out of Hagersville in car number 24K, that's Kiana Teal, and her outside out of Brantford in car number 88, that's Riley Mercer. Rolling off for the third spot out of Harrisburg in car number 71, that's Ryan Wilson, and his outside out of Wilsonville in the 0J, that's Scott Hall. And rolling off for the fifth spot out of Weldon, car number 96, that's Brendan Hager. And rounding out the field out of Dorchester in the 00, it's Jack Smulders.
Yellow flag is out as RaceMed is not on the scene. Of course, can't go racing without RaceMed just in case something happens. So as we await their arrival back on the scene, I don't know where they went. So, don't exactly know where they went there, but we're going to keep pacing around here. Yellow flag still out. You get a shot of those safety lights, which have been a new addition not only to the track this year, but to the micro sprints too. Always great to have extra safety precautions there. Drivers love them. It's great for staff, great indicators to the fans and everything like that. So,
definitely some good features coming to this track. Maybe make it look as professional as the Big O.
yeah, exactly. I mean, what's next?
Blocks. Identical to the Big O.
Concrete victory lane right in the middle there. Giant slack lumber victory lane.
It'd look good.
That'd be pretty
It'd look
sweet.
good.
Full GeForce broadcast. That's coming up next. We got a lot of additions coming, and a lot of things are in the works right now. Still pacing around here, these open micro sprints. There you get a shot at Kiana Teal and Riley Mercer.
Why not? Well, we got a little bit of time. Let's thank all the viewers here tuned into GeForce TV. You're what makes it possible to get these live streams out. If you guys don't view it, there's not really a point. So thank you guys for tuning in live here on GeForce TV. But don't go anywhere. We still got 2 feature events.
Oh yeah, now it's time for the 2 most important. So if you weren't tuned in before, now is definitely the time where you should be tuned in. Red flag being displayed for these open micro sprints.
And while we got time, we'll like to thank Slack Lumber. Slack Lumber prides themselves with offering the very best quality at affordable prices. From tools to lumber, we have your next project covered. Be sure to check out our pro program where members enjoy VIP treatment and get all the latest discounts, promos, and special events. Slack Lumber, your presenting sponsor for Victory Lane.
As the red flag is still out here. Trying to figure out where RaceMed went. See there, cars stopped, Carter Long pacing throughout the field there. And of course, don't forget to check out tomorrow's Friday night weekly racing at the Big O on Ohsweken Speedway. Going to be a great event there, so you're going to want to tune into that tomorrow here. But right now, these Thursday night micro sprint action should be ready to roll off soon.
Gotta wait for RaceMed. That is the most important part. Can't go without safety. Scott Hall did roll it over, so even that could have rattled them up, right? So
yeah,
having the RaceMed is always important.
And that also gives extra time for these Huffman Home Improvements senior flats to get all of their carts there. And now we can see RaceMed pacing around. They make their return to the track as the carts will get fired back up. We're back and ready to go here. Safety lights are off on that RaceMed truck, and these carts will get paced around here. I saw a little bit of smoke coming out of Jack Smulders there.
Yeah, he's been having some mechanical problems. Been a battle all night to get this car out on the racetrack. So could as well be some mechanical issues in that 00. They did switch to that 7 machine, so maybe that was part of it. To why they switched to that 7 machine.
Was it a wing or was it the whole cart?
Believe they do have 2 separate carts.
Oh, okay. I mean, I thought it was a lucky wing, but it was that's the lucky cart because that 7 machine was bad fast. He was always putting up a challenge. He had great pace, made for some great action in that 7 cart, but back rolling with that 00 junior and can't quite get the speed and recreate everything there. Field still pacing around, getting ready to line back up. Of course, you see the gorgeous sunset here on the track. Bit of precipitation, just actually a lot of precipitation yesterday. That had us lose the bottom lane again. But as you and I both say, we think there's a lot better racing there when there's not a bottom line.
Yeah, it pushes the racetrack up just a lane and definitely creates, I think, a little bit better racing here and maybe something we switch to in the future.
I think it would be great to have a permanent addition for that, and it also is, you know, the bit of the muck down there allows us to be a lot more safer. But the green flag is out, and Kiana Teal's going to lead him off.
Teal leads him in the corners 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. Wilson to the inside of Mercer looking for the second place spot.
Scott Hall there looks to join on the front. He's side by side with Riley Mercer, and he'll throw the needle to take that second place spot right under flying Ryan Wilson's feet. He start to single file out going into turn number 3 and 4 now.
Mercer to the inside of Ryan Wilson as they make their way through corners 1 and 2. Mercer now in that 3rd spot. Brennan Hager to the tail end of the 71.
Hager looks to try and make a challenge for that 4th place spot in his 96 machine. The Hammer tries to send it there, but Ryan Wilson starts to spread out a little bit. Kiana Teal still holding on that spot, but Scott Hall's getting closer and closer to 24K.
Scott Hall inching closer and closer to Dixieland's Bar and Grill 24K. Kiana Teal. Riley Mercer in the 3rd spot, and we got a bit of a battle for 4th brewing up here between Ryan Wilson and Brennan Hager.
Brendan Hager there's got a lot of speed and he's running on that inside line, but Ryan Wilson's letting it rip. Hager gets a little bit squirrely there, but still manages to hold on. And they're side by side going down the backstretch now. Who's going to have it? Riley Mercer's going to be right there here, but the caution flag is out.
I don't know what that one is about.
Scott Hall has taken out another pylon. I believe it was the same one that he hit in the heat race. So,
I believe that's 3 for him tonight.
yeah.
He must hate those pylons.
It sucks because this car looks like one, so it's friendly fire. But the orange 0J will take out a orange pylon there, so that will cause him to get a penalty. That'll move Riley Mercer up to that 2nd place spot, but I believe it won't be long before Scott Hall immediately shoots right back and takes it. He's bad fast.
Still one more feature event to go with the Huffman Home Improvement Senior Flats. 20 laps the distance for that one. Carter Long gives them the Golf Depot white flag. One more lap till we go green. Kiana Teal, Riley Mercer, and Scott Hall the top 3. This is going to be an exciting finish to the end of this race.
Yeah, my eyes are on Ryan Wilson and Brendan Hager there in 4th and 5th. Gonna see if they can find out who will take that spot. They were duking it out before, but it's going to get a lot more crazier now. Green flag back out. Kiana Teal's going to lead him off going down the front stretch, but Riley Mercer and Scott Hall are side by side.
Hall to the outside of Riley Mercer down the back straightaway. Hall to the outside, creeping his way, but Mercer shoots the 2nd spot.
Kiana Teal immediately starts on working on that gap, but now Scott Hall there trying to make something happen. Riley Mercer shuts the door there, but Scott Hall's almost on his tail trying to make something happen. Back there for 4th place, Ryan Wilson and Brendan Hager there battling out, but that fizzles.
Scott Hall down to the inside of Riley Mercer, putting all the pressure on that 88 machine as Kiana Teal pulls away with the lead. Cross flags are out, 10 laps left to go.
Riley Mercer still holding on and playing some tough defense there on Scott Hall. He's holding on that 2nd place spot with his life. Scott Hall trying to make something happen. And their top 5 are all single file out here. Not too much action going on as the laps keep winding down.
Hall setting his sights on that 88 machine of Riley Mercer. trying to track him down, looks to the inside, can't get that run. He'll do it one more time in a 1 and 2. Hall side by side down the back straightaway with Mercer.
Mercer and Hall make a little bit of contact there. Scott Hall still holding on, and he'll start to work on making a gap between him and Riley Mercer. He shoots down the back stretch, and he's immediately got a big wedge, but he goes for a bit of a spin. He takes out another pylon and gets trapped under his tire. Yellow flag is out. Scott Hall. Whew, that's rough.
He must hate those pylons. They're his enemy tonight.
I think that was the same one that he hit the first time he took it a pylon, so he's got a vendetta against these pylons here. Worst promise, went for a bit of a spin. Almost had it, but then the pylon got stuck under the car, so that'll put him all the way to the back, but he's been bad fast all night, especially when he got by Riley Mercer. He immediately started to drive out and take the lead. Here's the replay here. Just looked like a lazy spin and just mowed the pylon.
I think he caught the bump there in 3 and 4, and it kind of set him out of the groove. Golf Depot white flag is out. Kiana Teal been pulling away all night with that lead. Mercer sitting in the second spot, and Ryan Wilson in third. That'll round to the top 3. Hager and Smolders the top 5. They'll creep their way through corners 3 and 4. Carter Long of the green flag in hand, and we're back underway.
Can Kiana Teal hold on to that first place spot as the laps are winding down here? Ryan Wilson is in third place, but the battle there, we got a battle for fourth. Brendan Hager and Scott Hall, they're side by side going down the front stretch.
5 laps left to go for Kiana Teal. Wilson now in that third spot, trying to track down the 88 machine of Riley Mercer.
Scott Hall is immediately trying to claw back his spots that he lost. Kiana Teal's got a big gap to Riley Mercer in that 88, but now Brendan Hager there wants to fight back for that 4th place spot. Action starts to fizzle out here as the laps keep winding down. We got 2 laps left to go for Kiana Teal.
Teal been bad fast all night in that 24K. Mercer and Wilson still the top 3. All battles sort of fizzled out as the Golf Depot white flag is out.
She's got nobody in front of her. She'll take it on the backstretch for the final time. Into turn number 3 and 4. Kiana Teal will get the win in the Williams Brothers Heating and Cooling Open Micro Sprints. Riley Mercer will take it home in second. Ryan Wilson in third. Scott Hall in fourth. Brendan Hager in fifth. And Jack Smolders will round it out. But the Dixieland Grill 24K gets it done here. She'll pull it into Slack Lumber Victory Lane. Tim's Tires GSR 24K gets the Epic Racewear checkered flag. And we'll have an interview with her after this race that's coming up next. While we got time, we'd like to thank Huffman Home Improvements, your interior and exterior renovation specialists. They're presenting the next division, which is about to take the track next for the final feature event of the night on GeForce TV.
20 laps the distance for these Huffman Home Improvement Senior Flats. 13 kart field here tonight. Starting on the pole in the 28 minutes, Cameron Book and his Anthony Verdi. Rolling off for the third spot in the 77, that's Randy Hollingshead and his outside. In the 44B, that's Bella General. Rolling off for the fifth spot in the 33, that's Ron McGarry and his outside. In the 66 machine, that's Bailey Salt. Rolling off for the seventh spot in the 42, that's Jack McPhail. And his outside in the 44, that's Robbie General. Rolling off for the ninth spot in the 27C, that's Nick Diltz. And his outside in the 55 machine, that's Claire Elliott. Rolling off in the 11th spot in the 73 machine, that's Mike Miller. And his outside of the 12 machine, that's Nicholas Boyd. And rounding out the field out of Burlington, in car number 18, it's Adam Stasilla. Golf Depot white flag is out for these Huffman Home Improvement Senior Flats. 2x2 down the back straightaway. Cameron Buck, Anthony Verdi on the front row. Double green flags in hand. We're underway.
Cameron Book's going to lead him going into turn number 1 and 2, but Anthony Vert is bad fast in that 15 machine. He's side by side with the veteran Randy Hollingshead going into turn number 3 and 4 now. Now Bella General looks to join in the front. They were almost 3 wide going there.
Verdi to the outside of Hollingshead as they make their way down the back straightaway. Verdi goes high, falls back to the 4th spot to the inside of General.
Adam Cecilla and Claire Elliott made a bit of a squirrel up there. They get back onto the track as the field starts to single file out, going down the backstretch. Cameron Book's holding on to the lead, but Randy Hollingshead and Bella General are right behind. Bella General looks to the inside, and she's trying to make a battle for second place with Randy Hollingshead.
Hollingshead all over the back end of Cameron Book. Looks to the inside. Book shuts the doors. They make their way down the front straightaway into 1 and 2.
Cameron Book is running on that high side. Randy Hollingshead looks to make something happen. He'll dive low, almost trying to do it. And now Bella General's side by side with Randy Hollingshead, and she's right there in the action for him, going down the backstretch now.
Side by side, General shoots out in front of Hollingshead. Hollingshead cuts back down to the inside. He'll hold on to the second spot.
Cameron Book starts to make a gap there to second place, but Randy Hollingshead's right there to make it back up. Field's going to look to put Claire Elliott in the 55, a lap down coming this time around.
Hollingshead all over the back end of Cameron Book. Looks to the inside, gets a little squirrely there through 3 and 4, holds on, and still in that second spot.
Randy Hollingshead looks to the outside, trying to make something happen. He's looking high, he's looking low. He wants that first place spot badly. The field goes low to avoid the lap traffic there, and Cameron Book still holding on to that second place spot. Yellow flags out there. Jack McPhail in that 42 machine is around. I believe it's Jack.
Yes, 42, Jack McPhail. Round on the front straightaway. That'll bring out the caution flag. 11 laps left to go. Cameron Book has been getting pressured by Hollingshead for a majority of this race, so this is going to be an exciting one to watch.
Yeah, Hollingshead was looking high, looking low, trying to make something happen, but Cameron Book is just running a perfect line right now in his blue and black, or black and blue 28 machine. So let's see if the veterans got anything for him on this restart here.
Cameron Book, Randy Hollingshead, and Bella General, the top 3. Ron McGarry and Anthony Verdi round out the top 5 as they creep their way through corners 3 and 4. Green flags back out.
Randy Hollingshead monsters up down the front straightaway. I believe he went up on the back of Cameron Book there, but he'll hold on to the second place spot. Bella General will dive down, and she's trying to make something happen for that second place spot.
Cross flags, 10 laps left to go for Cameron Book. Verdi falling back there a bit in a battle with Robbie General, I believe, as Cameron Book's still your leader.
Yeah, Robbie General trying to make something happen on that 27C of Nick Diltz. Top 5 all single filed out here as the laps keep winding down. Randy Hollingshead is facing immense pressure from Bella General. She tries to make something happen. She dives down the inside, but Hollingshead shuts the door.
Hollingshead all over the back end of Cameron Book. Cannot seem to get a run on him now. Cameron Book playing tough defense in that 28 machine.
Now we got a battle for the lead as Randy Hollingshead dives down the inside, and he'll take the lead going down the front stretch now. Randy Hollingshead is your new leader with the more than halfway home.
5 laps left to go for Randy Hollingshead. Cameron Book fell back to the second spot. Battle for third between Ron McGarry and Bella General.
They were side by side going down the front stretch, but that'll start to fizzle out now. Ron McGarry in the 33. He's going to face some trouble from Nick Diltz in the 27 there. Not quite going to happen just yet. And your leader, Randy Hollingshead, has got nobody in front of him.
Bella General now all over the back end. Looks to the inside. Can't find the run. Book shuts the door into 1.
Randy Hollingshead's got a mile-wide gap there, but now Bella General, Ron McGarry there is trying to make something happen. Any 3 of those drivers could fight for that second place spot. Randy Hollingshead will take it to the Golf Depot white flag one more time around.
Mike Miller problems there on the front straightaway. Up high on there, and he'll pull it off the racetrack. Hollingshead through 3 and 4. He'll pick up another feature race over Cameron Book, Bella General, Ron McGarry, and Nick Diltz.
Anthony Verd, Bailey Salt, Adam Cecilla, and Robbie General there among some of the drivers finishing. But Randy Hollingshead, the veteran in the 77, he'll get it done and pull it into Slack Lumber victory lane. He'll pull it into Slack Lumber victory lane where McLean will step out to interview him. Getting the gloves off.
Here with Randy Hollingshead in Slack Lumber Victory Lane, picking up another A main here in the 2025 season as he takes off all his equipment, gets the hat out of his fire suit. Randy, how was tonight? How's the track?
It was bumpy in 3 and 4, but we got the cart handling, and you had to go slow to go fast.
And what does it mean to pick up another A main event here?
When you're 67, it's awesome.
And anybody you'd like to thank for getting you here every Thursday night?
I'd like to thank RCM Racing Equipment, Chris Long, and Moffat Fabricating, Al Moffat.
Randy Hollingshead here in Slack Lumber Victory Lane, and Jackson Jeffrey with Kiana Teal up next.
Here with Kiana Teal, winner of the Open Micro Sprints, the 24K. Got to be good to get another one in Slack Lumber Victory Lane here tonight.
Yeah, it definitely is. I've had a few down weeks, so it feels good to get a win and kind of bring the mood up a little bit. So my team's definitely happy. So am I.
Anybody who you'd like to thank for getting you into Slack Lumber Victory Lane here tonight?
Yeah, of course. Dixieland Grill, Glenn Stires Racing, Strode's, Tim Tires, and obviously my dad, Teal's Auto. Yeah.
Alrighty, well, thank you very much, and that'll wrap things up here in Slack Lumber Victory Lane. Let's send it to McLean to send us home.
On behalf of the Steiners family, all the staff here at Ohsweken Speedway, and on behalf of Jackson Jeffrey, I'm McLean Callan saying so long. We'll see you all next Thursday night.
Copyrighted broadcast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of GeForce TV. GeForce TV would like to thank you for your support and for watching today's broadcast.